So one thing I do want to talk about, or a couple things that I want to get to real quick. You did talk about, and I have learned behavior circled right here off of kind of the press conference, which I love that conversation. And I'm curious, please send us at Serve Podcast Social, at me personally, all of it. I want to hear your opinions on what we're getting right, what your opinion is as someone who doesn't march into the press conference battle on opposite sides like John and I. We want to hear your feedback. You talked about learned behavior, about Naomi Osaka. Match of the first week. Like, how lucky is the WTA Tour for having had this epic match, second round, the two leading slam totals in the draw, second round. I think simultaneously the three best players in the world are your girl Rybakina, Sabalenka, and Swiatek, and I think the two biggest stars with crossover appeal are probably Coco Gauff and Naomi Osaka. I think that is an absolute recipe for success. There are so many storylines. I think we have more than a handful of women who can carry a night session at Arthur Ashe Stadium right now, which is a big deal. I do not say that lightly. I think the WTA is in a great spot, and what a time for this epic between Iga and Naomi.
Yeah, you felt like they did something a little different this year, and they played the final in the second round. That match had everything. It had a great contrast, as you say. Never mind the history, and these are the two players, each with four majors. The quality. I mean, I was right there courtside. I'll tell you a funny thing. I was supposed to do an interview with Naomi if she won, but Iga, someone jumped the line, and I couldn't do her. So I had all these questions for Naomi. You know, I get down there 1 point away, and then I never did get my audience. But boy, I mean, I was right on the court. She was so good for about an hour. And so athletic, and this is, her least choice surface against the two-time defending champion. I'm sure that match point or that loose game she played at 5-3, I think it was. I'm sure she's thinking about that. But big picture, that was just a sensational match, a great battle. I'm not sure she even knew she was capable of that level of tennis. I mean, she was saying just a few weeks ago, she was saying to her team, "Guys, be honest with me. Am I ever going to get back to where I was?" She'll get back to where her was. If she can do that on clay, she'll be just fine. It was, and I like your point too. Look, some people are cut out to be stars, and some people are from sexy countries. Sorry, facts are fact. Belarus, not the sexiest market. Iga has spoken openly about how relatively uncomfortable she is with this cloak of stardom. Coco and Naomi much more. I think we have Bianca Andreescu as we speak is still a resurgence and is still not even 25 years old. I mean, there are a lot of I mean, it's easy to sort of say Serena's not here and we're a long way away from Kornikova and Monica. WTA will be just fine. I agree with you. And if you have three extraordinary players and then the very next tier has two absolutely global crossover stars, I'm investing in that business.
Yeah, and listen, all the pieces were there. I watched Naomi in Miami, and I said repeatedly that week on TC Live, I don't know that I can bet on her for 4 matches right now, right? And we still don't. We still don't know if like the extended people are I did a podcast and it was, well, she's automatically one of the US Open favorites. The cadence has to work. Like and I'm not mad, maybe top 5, maybe top, fine in theory, but like co-favorite. I'm like, that's a lot. That's a lot for an hour of like lights out Osaka tennis. But after watching her in Miami, I absolutely said on air then that I think she will win a slam again. I love the progression. I love how heavily she's scheduling. Before she stopped the tour, before she became a mother and took that time away, it felt angsty when she was on court. It's like you wanted to pull enthusiasm out of her, right? You could tell that the mental fatigue was there. You could tell that manifested in physical fatigue. You could tell that the day-to-day was wearing on her. The positivity and how excited she was during that match was magic to watch for me as a Naomi fan. It's like she turned back the clock. It looked like she was 17 again, right? It is a much easier emotion to deal with when you feel like you're building towards something or gaining on something or hunting something as opposed to protecting something and being hunted. Like one is more fun. You feel like she's in that arc of gaining again, and her mannerisms, how positive she is on the court, how excited she is, instantly reflect that. And then to take that loss and then to go into press, which was your kryptonite for a moment in time, and just do it. She is an absolute adult in the room right now. She will win again. And oh, by the way, Swiatek. Oh my gosh, how to problem solve, how to get through that match. Naomi is going to be a force when her feet hit cement at her job. Absolutely amazing to watch.